From the same good people who brought us free pornography on our home computers, brings us another important utility in our everyday lives: autocorrect. Let's face it, Billy, you're not the best speller in the world, and you sure curse a lot.
Hello, motherfucker.
Autocorrect is here to solve your spelling insecurities and freshen up some of that potty mouth. Isn't that right, little Timmy? What the duck indeed, sport. Autocorrect, always reminding us that ducking is still a word.
Well, Steph, we have a few topics we wanted to talk about in today's Geeking Out. One, namely...
Wait.
Huh?
Wait.
What?
You mean ducking is an actual word?
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that the first time I saw that, I'm just like, what the fuck is ducking?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to spell fucking.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
I know. And then it even gives you the emoji suggestion of an actual duck.
No, that's not what I want.
That's not what I wanted at all. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Ducking is a word, everybody.
Still is.
Yeah. Anyway, Steph, back to you.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about some trailers that came out this week.
Yeah, one namely being Obi-Wan Kenobi, man. I'm excited for this one. It's actually coming. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I didn't know what to think. You know, you have your preconceptions with the Clone Wars, with everything, you know, animated when it comes to Obi-Wan, but the continuation of having the same actor in this role too is really, really nice, I think.
Yeah. So we got the trailer. It dropped a couple days ago, and it gets a glimpse of what happens after Obi leaves Anakin's side. Mm-hmm. So you see him on Tatooine. He's looking. Oh, and by the way, we got a new meme out of this trailer.
What did we get?
We got Obi-Wan looking through the binoculars, and he takes it down and he smiles. So that's like the meme format at this point.
So people are running with that. Mm-hmm. Well, we got the trailer here. You want to just show it? And if you subscribe to our YouTube and Instagram, you'll be able to watch this video as well. Or you can just type this into Google. It's really the same shit. Anyway, here's the trailer.
The fight is done. We lost. Stay hidden.
The key to hunting Jedi is patience. Jedi cannot help what they are. Their compassion leaves a trail. The Jedi Code is like an itch. He cannot help it. Where is he?
Pretty sick. And I like that they still left out a lot of Vader from the trailer. You get to hear his breathing at the end there, but they really left an image of what he might look like out for the most part. But we get a new villain apparently too, like a new Sith villain, right?
Right. So let me pull it up.
You got the name?
So we have the new bad guys. They are actually...
Great pod here.
They're called Inquisitors.
Okay.
So they actually have their storyline explained in the animated series Star Wars Rebels, and then furthermore in the video game Jedi The Fallen Order. So they're making their live action appearance here, and so they'll explain more about that. But they are wielding the red lightsabers, so a little bit of Sith action there.
Yeah, indicating that they're bad guys.
Yeah.
And I guess formidable foes for Obi-Wan. I mean, he's one of the best Jedis, right? Supposedly.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
Yeah. And
But from the trailer, you can see him. He's watching over who appears to be Luke, young Luke.
growing up.
Uncle Owen appears in the trailer as well. So I'm excited to see where they're going to take this. So far, May 25th. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's going to be sick.
Yeah.
Next up, we also are coming off the heels of the finale for Pam and Tommy. It looks like on Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter on that was 78, and the audience score was 63. So it looks like the critics actually enjoyed this more than the audience. I enjoyed the crap out of this one. I knew that they were going to take a lot of liberties with how things actually went down. I can't imagine that everything happened the way they show it, and a lot of it, I'm sure, was twisted so, for comedy, for dramatic effect, and that kind of thing. Some people are saying Tommy Lee's not that much of a dick where he would do something like that to piss somebody off to steal the tape. Who knows? We'll probably never get a straight answer to that. Pamela Anderson doesn't want to talk about it anymore. I know that when Lily James wanted to reach out to her to try to, I guess, just to get her take on the entire experience so that she can better play her in this role.
Yeah.
She wanted nothing to do with her. And even still says that she condemns the making of the series because it puts that, I guess it reminds her of that time and place of how horrible that experience was.
Yeah.
And when that movie came out, when that sex tape came out. But I think that they did a really good job. Lily James did an outstanding Pamela Anderson, almost like to the T, like appearance wise, her mannerisms, all of that was really well done. Even Sebastian Stan as Tommy Lee was really good too.
Oh my God, Sebastian Stan's acting is like on point. He had those crazy up and down moments, and then there were moments where you can just see like him portraying love for Pam. Amazing. What I really liked about this series was probably just the emotion that was brought out by the tape being exposed. Because when this came out, like we were like 9-10 years old. Like we didn't know what was happening.
Right.
So seeing this as an adult, it's just like it's kind of heartbreaking to see this relationship. They were, so in love, flaws, whatever.
Yeah.
But because one person got mad and destroyed, their entire life and career, it is kind of upsetting. But it was an entertaining show. So I highly recommend it.
And I know that Pamela Anderson doesn't want to kind of relive this by showing appreciation or any kind of, she's not even acknowledging that this is going on, that that there's a successful freaking Hulu show about that experience. But I think that it's brought a lot of empathy to her, because it really does shine her in a light where you're just like, damn, that sucks what happened to her.
Yeah.
Like, she's not shown as a bad person, not saying that she is. Maybe she's a person who just makes bad decisions, but that doesn't make her a bad person. And they definitely try to do that in the series. And even then with Tommy Lee, yeah, he's a dick, and that's likely why they divorced eventually. But even then, you can see that he really liked her, and his motivation for everything was to put her in a comfortable position until shit hit the fan, and then he he just started acting stupid. But Sebastian Stan did a great job. He's just, if he was any lankier, he would be Tommy Lee, like on point. Of course, he's not that lanky. Tommy Lee's just a big guy. Like he's Jack Skellington up there on the drum kit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And then I thought Seth Rogen's character was interesting along with Nick Offerman. Just kind of like these slimy, grimy porn, industry guys. And I was really impressed with Paul Ben Victor, who was the attorney.
Yes.
Pam's attorney.
Yeah.
He did a great job too. So a lot of great acting that took place in this series. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, definitely check it out. I've never ever seen somebody talk to their dick and their dick talk back to them. Like Sebastian Stan did. There's an entire sequence of like he's just naked and his dick's just talking to him.
He's having a heart to heart.
He's having a heart to heart with his dick.
A heart to heart?
Yeah. I was very impressed with how this played out. No, a lot of levity too, so it's not all serious and dramatic. Although the dramatic parts are pretty intense. So I recommend it if your sensibilities aren't so clutching at pearls all the time. You'll be able to get through this no problem and enjoy it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a short mini series on Hulu. I think there's about 8 episodes, right?
That
8?
sounds right. Yeah,
8?
that sounds.
Yeah, that pulled up right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, just scroll down.
No, where?
Episodes.
The episodes.
Yes,
Yeah, 8 episodes.
Yeah, there we go.
And speaking of Sebastian Stan, yesterday we checked out the other thing that he's in right now, also on Hulu, called Fresh.
Ooh,
this one was interesting, especially because it's kind of like 2 movies in one. It's the movie, it's supposed to be like a horror thriller, but it's also a little bit of a comedy. The funny parts are funny, but
it's more like I would call it like more dark.
Comic relief. Yeah, but it's dark humor for sure.
Yes.
But there's a motive to it, and I don't want to give anything away. This got an 81 on the tomato meter, 82 on the audience score. So the audience more or less agrees with the critics. I think it's about right, 80-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So Sebastian Stan approaches this girl named Noah. Noah doesn't really have a family. She lives out by herself. Her best friend is pretty much the only person that she gets along with, but she tries to go on dates. She's trying to meet guys and that kind of thing, and it shows the first few half hour. The first 30 minutes of the movie is her just doing the dating thing.
It's a whole dating sequence, and then that's when she meets
Sebastian Stan's character,
right.
Steve, or Steven, I forget what she calls him, in the grocery store. And, he kind of approaches her, gets her number and that kind of thing. Very smooth guy. And then it turns out that he was supposed to take her out on a trip. Like on a romantic trip to some place where, get a good hot tub, get a good spa and relax.
And that's when things get fresh.
Yeah, dude.
Won't give anything else away. Just watch it.
Well, I think the trailer would show that, she gets drugged and then he starts doing stuff to her. And the plot thickens and it just becomes like a horror thriller from there on out. So what's interesting, and I pointed this out when it happened in the movie, is that you don't get the intro credits until 45 minutes in or something, because it just becomes a completely different movie once shit goes sideways, and then it gives you that tone. It's like, oh, okay, shit's about to get serious with these opening credits.
Right,
45 minutes into the movie, which I thought was well done. It was well done because I think that it intensifies the thrillerness of this movie.
Right.
But by giving you kind of this jovial appearance of this girl struggling through the dating world, and then, oh shit, she's in this terrible situation.
Well, we were watching it with G-Baby, and he had no idea what this movie was about. And then we
just threw it on.
Once that opening credits hit, that's when we got the reaction, what the fuck is happening? This is the movie that I thought it was.
Yeah, because we thought it gives you a rom-com kind of feeling at the beginning.
It does.
All the rom-com tropes. So but once you know what's going to happen, you can stomach through that if that's not kind of your genre, because it does get really, really good and it really interesting. Some twists and turns, some major characters making some stupid decisions, and some other characters, peripheral characters, just there for comic relief or just to move the story along. But I thought it was pretty satisfying. I wonder if there's going to be a sequel. I doubt it. It doesn't lend itself to one.
Not every movie needs a sequel. I feel like this is a good one and done movie. It doesn't need a sequel.
Yeah. No, you're right. But anyway, on the bulletin, just to cap this Geeking Out off here, 2022 was supposed to be DC's year, right? They were saying it all in 2021. 2022
they've been saying it.
is DC's year. Well, not anymore, everybody. There's been DC movie delays. The Flash, Aquaman 2, and Black Adam have been pushed back. So it looks like 2023 might just have to be DC's year. So far, so good, though. But the Batman's been getting some good reviews. It's been doing well in the movie theaters. I may increase my score to Batman from 74 to a little bit closer to 80. I just need to watch it again. I haven't yet. And I need to see if maybe perhaps I was a little too high when I watched it. So I'm going to not get stupid high and try to watch it again so that I'm fair to the craft that was put into this movie that supposedly, and I'm not a comic book reader as Steph and Josh are,
right.
So they get this vibe a little bit easier, that it's supposed to be the most comic book accurate Batman ever put onto film. And that's something that I can appreciate, not having known that before.
Just since you don't read comic books, just watch the movie just for itself. Just watch the movie as a movie.
And, and some people have my score, the similar score that I did, because they enjoyed all the other iterations of Batman. I am stuck. I guess you can say that I'm stuck on the animated series from when we were kids, which is my favorite Batman adaptation.
Right. But this is on such a different level that you have to almost just watch it as a movie, detach yourself from what you think like a Batman movie should be.
Yeah.
And just take it for what it is. We'll have to rewatch it. And hopefully you can appreciate it a little bit more.
I hope so too, Steph. I hope so too. But getting back over to the DC pushing of their movies, just a week ago, 2022 looked like it was shaping up to be a standout year for DC movies. As of Friday evening, The Batman has made an impressive $288 million at the box office globally to go along with the 85% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Fans and critics alike love the movie, and there's plenty more to come. A few days ago, there were at least 3 more live-action DC movies scheduled to release in 22. The Flash, Aquaman, and the Lost Kingdom, and Black Adam were all set to release in the second half of this year. Now, only 2 of those movies have been pushed over to 2023. As reported by Variety on Wednesday, Warner Brothers delayed Black Adam from July 29th, 2022 to October 21st, 2022. The animated feature DC League of Super Pets, which was supposed to come out in May, will take that spot.
Super Pets.
Notably, Dwayne Johnson is still in that fucking movie. So regardless, you're gonna get a Dwayne The Rock Johnson role coming out on that date, where he voices Crypto, the super dog in Super Pets.
That's what we mean by Super Pets. You got the Bat Dog, and then you got Crypto.
The studio also delayed Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom from December 16, 2022 to March 17th, St. Paddy's Day, 2023. The Flash, which has been in various stages of development since early 2018, has moved from November 4th, 2022, all the way to June 23rd, 2023. But it's not all bad news. There'll still be 2 more live-action DC movies this year because they got Shazam! Fury of the Gods up from June 2nd, 2023 to December 12th, 2022.
Nice.
Just in time to compete with James Cameron's long-awaited Avatar sequel. So that's
still
a lot
happening?
How long ago did the original Avatar come out?
It was like 10 years ago.
And as I know that it was like it revolutionized how we how we see like 3D movies back in the day, but did it make that much of a cultural impact, do you think?
Oh yeah,
You think
for
so?
months and months. It was like the
'Cause
first
it was
of its
Dances with
kind.
Wolves, like all over again, right?
Right. I don't remember what came out at that time to compete against it, but I don't.
Like
nothing.
Wasn't
can-
300 out like around that time?
No.
Or am I?
No, that was 15 years ago. Yeah. So I don't know what was competing against Avatar at the time, but I know it was number one for several months after its debut. And do we really need a sequel to Avatar?
No,
We don't.
nobody asked for it.
No, because it's
I'm
not going to be as good as the first one.
This is only all right. Fucking James Cameron, dude. This is. I know what he's doing.
He's trying to raise the bar.
He's trying to raise the bar again, but he's trying to get people to rewatch the first one, which was what, 3 hours?
Yeah.
At least, I think.
Yeah.
That was, and then he's gonna give us another 3 hour. I'm not excited. Maybe it's gonna be good for all we know.
Are we going to get, is it going to be like an origin story? Do we know anything about this movie?
I don't know. Nor do I care. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna still be a sucker and watch it. So
You know we're going to watch
there's
it.
that. But anyway, the delays aren't only affecting the upcoming DC movie releases. Warner Brothers is also producing a Willy Wonka origin story starring Timothée Chalamet called Wonka. Yeah, that's still happening. Paul King will direct. He directed Paddington, and Chalamet will be joined with Keegan-Michael Key, Sally Hawkins, Rowan Atkinson, and Olivia Colman. But we'll now have to wait December 15th, 2023 to see that.
Okay.
I didn't know that was a thing. And do we need a Wonka prequel? That's another thing. Like, do we need that?
No.
We don't need
No,
that.
we don't.
Right? Because he just becomes a serial killer of children.
Yeah.
Isn't that what happens?
You know, if this was a horror movie, I would love to watch it.
I would like to see a spin to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Like, how did he get that chocolate factory?
and
what
and how is he
mob-
getting away with murder?
What mob money deal had to take place in order for him to get that factory?
Yeah. And how did he enslave this tiny race of people?
Oh, so you think they're enslaved and not just,
I don't
on
know.
the payroll?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't see an accounting department.
Well, you didn't see any department, really.
Right. You just saw a river of chocolate and such.
Children's blood.
Let's see what else. Finally, Warner Brothers has also announced that its Jason Statham disaster movie sequel, Meg 2: The Trench, won't hit theaters until August 4th, 2023.
I haven't even seen the Meg.
I haven't seen the first one either. A lot of people liked it, I heard. I thought it was...
Oh, no, I believe it. I heard good things about it.
Yeah. So, according to Variety, the Aquaman and Flash delays can be blamed on COVID-induced production delays with visual effects. But I think that it has a lot to do with the success of the Batman. And maybe a new tone is what's trying to be written out and re-edited for those films. I think that DC has long been fucked with by those people at the top and in charge, and put DC in a bad position to compete with Marvel. And I think now they're waking up to it. A little too late if you ask me, but we'll see what happens.
If they would have just gotten it right the first time, they wouldn't have to keep pushing movies back to rewrite scenes that either don't work or change all the visual effects. I get the setbacks with COVID-related incidents, but
I think that's an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just poor
planning. Yeah.
writing, production. I mean, just get it together, man.
Get your shit together. DC, to Warner Brothers, just get your shit together. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for Geeking Out. You got anything else?
That's it.
All right. Well, everybody stick around for FUBAR Sports. You already know the importance of planning ahead, especially when your significant other is a bougie-ass musician who needs pampering even from beyond the grave. Stop putting off making burial arrangements. Get started today at Decomposers, rated the #1 luxury cemetery for musicians. Request a pre-need arrangement planner today to pick out all desired amenities with one of our representatives. Decomposers, let the music live on. Because you're dead,